all evening long. Does a great job with the sticks atop the tower. And you'll enjoy watching the Ohsweken Speedway flagman here every Friday night as we get ready for our first qualifying heat for the first of our rained out features from earlier on in the year. So Kyle McKenzie ready to throw the green flag for the first time tonight as Mike Klazinga will bring them to the green. We're underway.
Klazinga gets a good start in the number 93 K machine, leads the field through turns 1 and 2, 4 wide for the second spot right now. And here comes the 66 of Longboat through the middle. He's going to go from 6th to 3rd down the back chute.
Troubles for Leverance, who tapped the wall in the backstretch in that 40 machine, and he'll go up high up in corner 3 and ride around the rim. Meanwhile, at the front, it's the Miller cars at the front. Mike Klazinga leads over Melissa Miller. Then it's a pair of Camaros behind her as she's got Brady Longboat working to the outside for second.
Longboat on the move, takes that runner-up position down the back straightaway and into turn number 3. Melissa Miller holds on to the 3rd spot. Keep an eye on that number 68 machine of Jens Mortensen as he works the top side now to get inside the top 5.
Across the stripe to complete lap number 2. 6 to go in this one. Klazinga leading, but Brady Longboat in this 66 machine reeling in the leader. Now Miller in 3rd spot, feeling the heat from Jason Lungaro. Lungaro slides the 7 car into the 3rd spot.
They bang wheels in turns 3 and 4, but Longaro will hold the position off of turn number 3. Now Mike Klazinga's got company at the front of the field as Longboat ducks to the inside in turns 1 and 2. Give the race lead to Brady Longboat down the back chute.
Longboat your leader, followed by Klazinga. Then it's Jason Lungaro in the 7th, the 93 of Melissa Miller 4th. Then it's Steve Hess in 5th. Jens Mortensen is 6th, and 7th right now is the Liberts machine. That is the top 7. The top 7 will transfer to tonight's A main. So Nick Liverance of that 911 has that final transfer spot at the halfway point.
Just past that halfway point now and working off of turn number 4 to complete lap number 5 is Brady Longboat, your race leader. The pole sitter, Mike Klazinga, back to the 2nd spot. And Jason Longaro's number 7 on the move in the 3rd position. But a good battle for the 6th and 7th spots there between Melissa Miller and the number 911 of Derek Liverance.
Yeah, put Melissa Miller now back on the bubble. Melissa's right now in that 7th spot. The top 7 transfer to the A main. The remainder of the cars will go to the B main, the last chance qualifier. So you want to be in the top 7 in these heats to make sure you're in the big dance here tonight. 2 laps left to go for Brady Longboat.
And a side-by-side battle behind him for that 2nd position between Klazinga and Longaro. Klazinga holding his own up on the top side of the racetrack, that time off of turn number 2. They maintain those same lines through turns 3 and 4 as Longboat comes to the white flag.
One more trip around for Brady Longboat. They're side-by-side for second, not for long, as Jason Lungaro will slip by in the 2nd spot. The rookie driver in car number 7 into 2nd, putting Klazinga back to 3rd, now feeling the heat from Hess. Meanwhile, for the leader, final time through 3 and 4.
Off of corner number 4 to the checkered flag. Heat race win goes to Brady Longboat. 2nd spot will be Longaro. And off of turn number 4, Chase Hess is going to steal the 3rd spot from Mike Klazinga. Jens Mortensen will complete the top 5. Nick Liverance and Melissa Miller will be your transfer cars into the main event. Burger Barn, heat race number 2, now rolling onto the speedway off of 88 of Dale Jacari. Lining up 5th, that is Binbrook Ontario, the Black Sheep Tools, number 16 of Jeremy May. And to his outside of the Port Colborne, the Sean McCready trucking number 11 of Bryce Richardson. Rolling off 7th at a Cambridge, the Affordable Towing and Recovery 04 of Wyatt Van Wart. And lining up 8th in car number 53 at a Jerseyville's Logan Schwedick. Lining up 9th at a Hamilton in car number 56 is Derek Lemaire. 10th, in car number 8 is Ryan Dinning, and the number 84 RK is Ryan Binkles that takes the green flag.
Another big pack of cars, and only 7 will transfer to the A main. Chris Dickey out of Brantford leads the way in car number 1. With Dale Jacari right there in 2nd. Bryce Richardson, the 11 machine, now works to the inside of Jacari, now tucks back in line in 3rd.
Well, guys, Richardson from the 6th spot up to 3rd here on the opening lap and trying to track down Dale Jacari for the 2nd spot. Meanwhile, he's going after Chris Dickey for the race lead. Takes a look to the top side in turns 1 and 2. Going to try and get to the outside numbers of Dickey's number 1 down the back chute, but Dickey making it work on the bottom.
Well, as they work this one, a bit greasy still down the outside, but it won't slow down the Jacari 88. He'll throw it up to the high side, but the traction's not there, Clayton, and he will slip back into 3rd.
That's going to allow Richardson to slip up to the 2nd spot, and he's coming after Dickey for the race lead. Jacari back into the mix in turn number 1, though, making up for his mistake in turn 4 off of turn 2.
Flat left rear for Logan Schwedix, 53. He will limp the black and green machine towards the pits. Off of 4, here they come. The gang all coming together, but it's still the big guy, Chris Dickey, leading Richardson and Jacari back to turn 1.
Derek Lemaire on the move up on the top side of that number 56 machine, working with Dusty DeBoer, tries to go through the middle to 3 wide off of turn number 2 for the 3rd position.
Behind them, you've got the Dinning number 8, DeBoer also in there, and now Dickey slips up a little bit. Richardson will come to the inside. Lemaire around the outside, and Dickey will go for the lead back to 3rd. Just like that, Lemaire now nosing out up on the high side of turn 2.
Dickey's number 1 almost looked like it could have popped out of gear there for a second off of turn number 4 as it came weight down off speed from where he was before. He gets it down a little slower again in turn number 3, but holding on to that 3rd position. Meanwhile, Derek Lemaire breaks the field off of turn number 4. He will lead lap 5.
Back to 1 they go. Lemaire with the top side advantage here, and he will hold the Burger Barn 56 out front of Bryce Richardson. Dickey trying to battle back on the inside of Ryan Dinning, and DeBoer hanging tight there in the 23 car. But 5th and 6th, 7th, those are the spots to watch.
That line around the middle of the racetrack seems to be the quick way right now as Ryan Dinning uses that method to get up to the 3rd position right now, but Derek Lemaire has perfected it so far. He leads the field off of turn number 2 with less than 2 laps to go.
Derek Lemaire right down the middle of the back straightaway in the good stuff here. Richardson running in the 2nd spot. Dinning's got 3rd. Dickey 4th, DeBoer 5th, and May and Jacari. The final 2 qualified cars here on the white flag lap. Can Ryan Beagle knock him out of there?
Final time down the back straightaway for Derek Lemaire. Oh, trouble in turns 1 and 2. The 119 machine of Sean Quinn goes around, but that's not going to halt the field as they race through turns 3 and 4. And to the checkered flag for the final time, heat race win will go to Derek Lemaire. Bryce Richardson, Ryan Dinning, Chris Dickey, Trevor DeBoer, Jeremy May, and Dale Jacari is going to hold on to that final transfer spot.
His 2nd place in points. And they're saying Adam Hallett jumped that start, so they'll do a restart, and Adam Hallett will bump back a row, putting Craig White, the 13X, on the pole for this start. 8 laps the distance. Again, my name is Greg Kellen, up at the tower here with Clayton Johns, and down trackside, Clinton Jeffrey. He'll cover all the action down there as well throughout the evening as we get ready for a 3rd and final qualifying heat for the Thunderstocks.
Green flag waving from the hand of starter Kyle McKenzie. Ken Sargent with a great jump on that number 25 machine will lead the field through turns 1 and 2. Carl Salt up at the top side of the racetrack, looking to take 2nd away from the Craig White 13X.
Troubles in corner 1. Jim Lampman down there with the 38 machine of Derek Miller, and that will bring the yellow flag right back out. A pair of Monte Carlos spinning down inside of corner number 1. Having a difficult time getting this 3rd and final qualifying heat rolling for the Thunderstock division, as they will work to get the 38 of Derek Miller and the 28 of Jim Lampman up.
He was told to take it home. He will no longer be racing here tonight. So the 66 failed post-race tech in the heats, and we will have another qualified car out of qualifying race 1. Here we go, guys.
Ready to go. Try it again. 3rd time, maybe the charm. Ken Sargent will lead them down into corner 1 with the white machine right behind him, and they're 3 wide for the 3rd spot. Make it 4 down the backstretch.
Dave Bailey goes through the middle in that number 49 machine from 5th to 2nd down the back straight to the inside of the Craig White 13X, but it's Ken Sargent off of turn number 4 leading the opening lap.
And Adam Hallett in the 18 car will pull it to the infield oval. Trouble for the original pole sitter of this one. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, the point leader in the Gibbs Action Sport 49, Dave Bailey, leads the way over Ken Sargent. Carl Salt running in 3rd.
Bailey from 6th to the 1st spot in 2 laps here in that Gibbs Action Sports number 49 machine. Ken Sargent 2nd. Carl Salt right behind him in the number 81 machine, and James Thompson was the 10th scheduled starters all the way up to the 4th position here on lap number 3.
8 cars left on the track. The top 7 will transfer right now. The 13X of Craig White is the last transferred car. Tony Frazier on the outside looking in with 3 on the board and 5 to go.
Bailey starting to pace the field and pull away in that number 49 machine. About a half a straightaway is advantage over Ken Sargent's number 25 as James Thompson takes a look to the inside of Carl Salt for the 3rd position. Now he's got company in the form of Jim Lampman on the top side of the racetrack as they come to the cross flags from starter Kyle McKenzie.
Halfway home for Dave Bailey, who's got that Gibbs Action Sport 49 on cruise control. Sargent right now in second, a good distance back to third for Carl Salt, who's about to feel the heat from Jim Lampman. Lampman steps to the outside line. They'll go wheel to wheel through 3 and 4. Now Salt washes up the track. Lampman back down to the inside looking for third.
Lampman is on the move in that number 28 machine. Body damage at all, making it work. A little bit of a slide job in front of Salt's number 81 there in turns 1 and 2, and he will walk away with that third position down the back straightaway as popsicle sticks are up for Dave Bailey's number 49.
Yeah, Bailey splits the wickets. We're 2 away from the checkered flag with Sargent sitting in second, but not so comfortably anymore as the Camaro killer beginning to pick them off. Lampman in third, looking for the second spot. He gets a run going down the back stretch in the 28.
White flag for Bailey off of turn number 4. Full straightaway advantage for him in that number 49 machine, but it's the battle for the second spot as Lampman trying to track down the 25 of Ken Sargent. They rumble through turns 1 and 2 for the final time. Sargent in the middle of the racetrack. Lampman right up against the cushion off of turn number 2, and another run down the back straightaway. He gets to the inside of Sargent as they reach turn 3.
Dave Bailey will pick up the win in the third and final qualifying heat. Here comes the race for second. At the line, Sargent will grab it over Lampman, then it's Thompson, and Salt, Podwinski, and White will hold on to the final transfer spot. So Tony Fraser will go to tonight's B main. That concludes qualifying heats for the Thunderstocks. Up next,
9 cars, 7 will qualify, 2 will not. 2 of these drivers will be done for the night at the end of this one. Here they come off of turn number 4, and we're ready to go back to it. Green flag is out, we're on it. Leverance leads them down to the inside of turn number 1. Huffman up around the top, and they bring it onto the back straightaway.
Clint, we got one vehicle needs to be moved right away. It's a Mazda 3, license plate BWEY941. You have 10 minutes to move that vehicle. You are parked in an illegal area. Mazda 3, BWEY941. You have 10 minutes to move that vehicle.
Sherwood already up in the 7th spot on the outside, working around, and now the 48 goes around and gets the nose taken off. The hood's about to flop too, but he will keep rolling. Plastic here in the middle of the groove, and we got metal out of turn number 2, and the yellow will have to fly here after lap number 1.
So Huffman did not want to see that yellow. The driver of the number 13 machine was out to about a 5-car length advantage over Schwedek's number 53, but the debris off of turns 1 and 2 is the cause of the yellow. Again, Clint, we got that Mazda 3 license plate BWEY941. You have 10 minutes to move that vehicle. Mazda 3 BWEY941. You're parked illegally. We need that vehicle moved within the next 10 minutes. Green flag back out on the B main for the Ohsweken Speedway Thunderstocks.
Top 7 will qualify here, so 2 of these drivers will not make it, and it's Casey Huffman and Logan Schwedek leading them down the back straightaway.
On the move is the Brandon Sherwood number 87 machine. Up to the 4th spot now as Huffman and Schwedek lean on each other off of turn 4. It will be Huffman leading the field back to the stripe for lap number 2.
Quinn there in the 119 running in the 3rd spot. Then Sherwood with his, what we believe, his first ever appearance here at Ohsweken, running pretty good. But Ransomville, similar size, so the gearing probably fairly close to what they have to put in the car here, Clayton.
Now he's under fire from Ryan Beagle's number 84 machine. Will slide back 1 position as Sherwood learns his way around the 3/8 mile here at Ohsweken. Still in the top 5 position. That would transfer him to the feature event here if he can hold that spot for 4.5 more laps.
At the back, Derek Miller battling with Liverance and the Fraser 52, the 38 car. Trying to get into one of these positions here. He'll come underneath the 40 and put himself up into 6th with 1 spot of insurance. And then you got Liverance and Fraser going at it here for the 7th and final position.
3 cars battling it out for 6th, 7th, and 8th. That would include the final transfer spot, which currently belongs to the number 40 of Derek Liverance. Running there in the 8th spot, the 52 of Tony Fraser. He brings it off of turn number 4. We'll have to try and track down Liverance here over the final 3 laps. Meanwhile, Casey Huffman, the leader, down the back straightaway one more time.
Beagle stepped out the back end of the 84 a little bit, running in the 4th position, but pulls it back in line, able to keep it on the straight and steady. Coming around with 2 laps to go from starter Kyle McKenzie. It's Huffman, Schwedek, then you've got Quinn, Beagle, the top 4, Sherwood, Miller, and Liverance so far the qualified cars.
Beagle now has the nose underneath Quinn's number 119 down the back straightaway and into turn number 3. They battle for the third spot off of turn number 4. Meanwhile, white flag for Casey Huffman. Logan Schwennick second, and Quinn holds on to the third spot here with 1 lap to go.
Beagle all over the back end of the 119 trying to take that position away. Miller rolls on the inside here of the Sherwood 87 trying to knock him back a spot, but as they come off of 4, is going to be the white flag. Now checkers down, sorry for Casey Huffman, and just as that happens, a light bit of smoke out of the back of the 13. Schwedick, Beagle, Quinn, Miller, Sherwood, and it looks like Liverance the final qualifier.
We apologize there. The scoreboard did not register those last couple of laps in terms of the laps counting up there, so 8 laps were completed there. And Casey Huffman picking up the main win here for the Ohsweken Speedway Thunderstocks. Getting set now for our Cool Kids. Strickland's GMC pace truck ducking to the safety of the infield, and 28 cars set to come to life here off of corner number 4. Double greens in the hands of starter Kyle McKenzie. Drivers reach the chalk line in turn 4, and we are up to full song on our Thunderstock feature.
On and here, off into 1 they go. Klazinga to the lead out front of the Mortensen 68 as they make it on the back straight. Melissa Miller with a strong run to get this one started in the 3rd position.
Mortensen now takes a look to the inside of Klazinga for the race lead. They race off of turn number 4, and Mortensen will lead the opening lap in the number 68 machine behind the 23 of Dusty DeBoer all the way up to the 3rd spot after starting 8th. 5 spots, up is Dusty DeBoer here as they race down the back straightaway into turn 3, Clint.
Tight racing here in the middle portion of this one. 4 wide as they come around turns 3 and 4. Richardson, Miller, and Dinning on the inside.
Don't look now, but Dave Bailey is up to the top 5, running in the 5th spot after starting back in the 18th position. The Jim Saxon Sports number 49 is hooked up here tonight as he drives to the inside of Klazinga for the 3rd spot now.
DeBoer with the advantage here, but the defending and reigning champion Dave Bailey on the move now. Dinning, Klazinga into the back of Mortensen, goes hard into turn number 1.
And Clint, we can see from our video system that Mike Klazinga is moving around in the car, which indicates that he should be okay, but that was a vicious wreck up there in turn number 1.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here he comes out of the 93, Mike Klazinga. And this car took a heck of a tumble here in turn number 1. Mike Klazinga able to walk away, certainly not the way he wanted to hear your applause, and his girlfriend Melissa Miller here right beside getting a good look, and Mike gives her a thumbs up and lets her know he is A-okay.
Clinton, I think you probably had a better view of that than I did, but it looked like going into turn number 1 he made contact with somebody. Couldn't tell who it was, but that car barrel rolled at least twice before it ended up on his side there at the top of turn number 1.
So the safety crew working on the cars down in corners 1 and 2 as we watch on the video screens. They pull the some parts off the front end of Jeremy May's 16. Clinton Jeffrey still down there trackside. See pieces laying all over.
Oh, yeah, guys, just massive carnage down here. We got problems on the 72. The 93 of Klazinga gets dumped back on its wheels, and it will work to get back there. Tanner Podwinski with problems. He's also got issues here on the 72.
All of those events, and to get your advance reserve tickets for the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals, and make sure you get your camping spaces booked too if you're staying for that weekend.
Well, field being told to double up and get ready to go here. 23 is the leader. We'll have to start between the green cone on the entrance of turn 4 and the end of turn 4. Once the leader fires, Kyle McKenzie will drop the green and everybody else will file in. Here we go. We're ready to rock. 3 down and a bunch still to go in the Thunderstock feature here tonight.
So DeBoer leads the field into turn number 1 with Dave Bailey up on the top side. Jason Longaro in the mix as well, and Ryan Dinning running fourth, and it's Derek Lemaire, the top 5 as they rumble down the back straight into turn number 3, Clint.
Jason Longaro headed for a black flag here. Can't be blowing that much smoke right up at the front of this one, and the black flag comes out. Tough break for Jason Longaro. He's going to fade back to the pits in this one with heavy smoke out of the 7. He will accept it and take it right to the pits.
The field will continue to race down the back straightaway. Dave Bailey, now your race leader, taking the lead from Dusty DeBoer's number 23. Meanwhile, Ryan Dinning up to the 3rd spot and coming after DeBoer for 2nd now.
Dinning has had a whole handful of feature wins this season. Was 4 in a row at one point, but Derek Lemaire and the always tough James Thompson making an appearance here out of the blue tonight, and the 00 running in 5th, coming back at the Burger Barn, 56 of Lemaire.
Still Bailey pacing the field here as we complete lap number 6, 14 to go. The Ohsweken Speedway Thunderstocks, their main event of the evening. And Lemaire sideways into turn number 1. Thompson and Librance had to get on the binders and avoid contact there. Thompson holds on to the 4th spot, but that's going to bunch the field back up there from about 6th on back to about 9th.
Ken Schrader also with a bit of heads-up drive. So Ken Sargent with some heads-up driving on the inside there as he was able to back out of it and not collect the Lemaire 56. Here comes Hess and Lampman and Beagle into the fight as well as they're in the top 10. And a shout out to Brandon Sherwood, came from the back of the B main and he's at the mid-pack.
Ryan Beagle started back at 25th and looks like he's up in the mix here for a top 5 position momentarily. Running in the 8th position on the speedway right now. Ryan Beagle in that black number 84.
49 of Dave Bailey to the bottom here of 3 and 4. Great run for the DeBoer 23 in the 2nd spot. As they come off onto the front straightaway, top 3 have 3/4 of a straightaway lead out on James Thompson's 00, who's followed by Sargent, and Lemaire now with a flat left rear in the Burger Barn 56.
Lemaire's going to nurse that car around the track one more time, but going to lose some ground before he can take that car to the pit area. Halfway now for the number 49 machine of Dave Bailey, pacing Dusty DeBoer's number 23 and Ryan Dinning's number 8, who are a half a straightaway ahead of James Thompson's double Spiro. As you mentioned, now Thompson and Liverance making contact in turns 1 and 2. Liverance coming back underneath, and they'll race door to door down the back straightaway.
Thompson on the outside, it's the 00 working it through, and then still problems for the Lemaire 56.
Lemaire trying to hold on and nurse this one back to the finish, but falling deeper and deeper in the field every lap. May be able to hold on to this one through the final 9 laps, but not going to be able to compete for a finishing spot at the front.
Well, Lemaire's a veteran. Until he's last, he might as well stick on it. If he pulls over and gets the yellow, he will be parked because you can't bring out the yellow just for a flat tire. So as long as cars are still racing with him, he knows he's still on the lead lap.
Keep the car on the track and hope somebody else can bring out a yellow for you is obviously the strategy for the Lemaire number 56. And Dave Bailey into some lap traffic now, the leader in the Gibbs Action Sports number 49 into turn number 3. Has about a quarter of a straightaway advantage over that 23 of Dusty DeBoer. He races off of turn number 4 in the 2nd spot.
Lemaire now coming up limp in the 56, still working that top side as Bailey will put him down a lap. We're working on lap 15 here as they bring this one around through 3 and 4, and it'll be Bailey to the outside of Miller now.
Bailey trying to split through the middle of a couple of lap cars there, avoids any serious issues, and continues on the bottom of turns 1 and 2 ahead of Trevor DeVore's number 23 machine. And Ryan Dinning back in the 3rd spot. He'll work past Lemaire off of turn number 2 now. Carl Salt up into the 5th spot, trying to track down the Deliverance number 25 for the 4th spot.
Behind them, you've got the 00 of Thompson, the 84 Beagle, and then Hess in the 777X with nose damage on the red and white Monte Carlo. It's holding together now, but could pose a problem for him before this one's out.
Bryce Richardson running in the 9th spot right now in that number 11R machine. He started back in the 12th spot, making his way forward in a late race push here to get himself into a 6th place position. 4 cars, battling for that 6th spot, currently held by James Thompson. Less than 3 laps to go now for the race leader, Dave Bailey, who comes to the stripe now with 2 to go.
Bailey with 2 to go, and Lemaire will finally give up the ghost in the 56, as will Melissa Miller in the 93. She will head back to the pits. Bailey still with control of this field. He will come around to the white flag, this time off of turn number 4.
Little bit of traffic to negotiate here, but the white flag indeed flying for Dave Bailey's number 49 machine. He's got a full straightaway advantage over Trevor DeVore's number 23. Bailey off of turn number 2 for the final time, and down the back straightaway, Clint, into turn number 3 one last time.
They're pointing to the high side, up on the smooth stuff, around Derek Miller, around Chris Dickey, and Dave Bailey grabs the double checkers from Kyle McKenzie. Bailey gets it done. 2nd spot as they come across the line will be a great run for Trevor DeVore. 3rd will be Ryan Dinning to round out the top 3. Then the 25 and 81 in the top 5 as well. Solid run there for the Thunderstocks.
He's set to climb out of the car here once again, ladies and gentlemen. He can hear he's got the checkered flag in hand. Make some noise for Dave Bailey. Dave, over to shake hands with our 2nd place finisher, Trevor DeVore. We'll grab a quick word in here with Dave. Another feature race win for you guys. This number 49 machine from the 18th spot all the way up to 3rd there by lap, to 2nd, on lap number 3. Obviously, this car was hooked up tonight.
Yeah, it's I don't know what they did with the racetrack, but they found the water truck, and this place is awesome.
Walk us through all the moves you had to make through the lap traffic there. That seemed to be the toughest battle you faced over the last 10 laps.
Yeah, it's I don't know, I just ran the big circle like I was running asphalt and tried not to put the wheels off and just keep that thing pointed straight. And that's awesome that Trev was able to come 2nd. We wrecked this thing on, Sunday night, and Trev and Mike Taylor were over helping put this thing back together on, I think, Wednesday night, having a couple beers and working on race cars, so it's awesome to see him up here.
Obviously, all the parts went back in the right places. I'm sure there's a couple people that you'd also like to thank for the win.
Yeah, I think Mark and Cheryl, it's awesome that we can do this on Jibs night, and stands are packed. That's cool. All the kids we get to meet. Johnny at Window Works, and Jen and Coop at Club 54.
Let's hear it one more time, ladies and gentlemen, for your Thunderstock feature winner, Dave Bailey. And we'll grab a word with our 2nd place finisher, Trevor DeVore. Trevor, real strong run for you guys. Seemed like this car was hooked up to the racetrack pretty well tonight, and a lot of grip to do it with.
Yeah, that was this is my best finish ever, and I was stunned at how it was driving.
Did you have any thoughts getting through that traffic on what you were trying to do? Did you have any particular lane that you wanted to stick to?
I wanted to kind of stay to the bottom, and luckily those guys were moving up just one lane and left some space.
Best career finish for you. Who would you like to thank for that?
Well, first of all, I got to thank my wife for letting me come out here and do this every day, and my family, my dad, my brothers always help me out, and Dave Bailey with some good setup tip help, and Mertens and Auto Service, Caledonia Auto Supply, and the fans for coming out and watching this. And the little advice I took today from my little guy, he's 3 years old, and he said, "Daddy, don't go out there, don't hit the wall, don't get a flat tire, and go faster."
There you have it, Trevor DeVore, your 2nd place finisher in tonight's Thunderstock feature. And our final word is with our 3rd place finisher, Ryan Dinning. Ryan, this car looked like it was pretty quick tonight, but maybe just needed a caution there in that last 10 laps.
Yeah, I'm not sure a caution would have helped. These two basically had me beat tonight. I don't know. guess I got to do some more work now.
Who would you like to thank for the podium finish?
Oh, Club 54, as always. Gales, everybody else that helps me get here. Aaron, he's my pit crew every week. Everybody that's here every week helping me. Anybody I forget.
Ryan Denning on the podium again here in our Thunderstocks. That will wrap up here in Mobile One Victory Lane. We get set for our A-main for the Core Pack Merchandising. Cool Kids Ice and Water 360 Sprint Cars.
Clayton, I just want to jump in here because I know some fans feel like we take longer in our victory lanes because we interview the top 2 and 3. I just want the fans to realize that we just do it because they're taking pictures. So once the pictures are done, we certainly don't hold up with our 2nd and 3rd place interviews. We're ready to rock. Sprint cars coming up now, the 360s. Greg.